in this topic, opposite numbers, here we will learn what are the opposite numbers and what are the examples of opposite numbers. Suppose if I write plus 5 and if I write minus 5, so plus 5 and minus 5 both are the opposite numbers of each other. So we will learn regarding different types of opposite numbers here. So this topic, the absolute value of any number. So in algebra we can easily find the absolute value of any number. So first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of absolute value. Then we will try to find out what is the absolute value of any number. Now this thing or this topic is very important for this second chapter, such as these 4 subtopics are mainly known as the basic operations of math. We know there are 4 basic operations of math, such as subtraction, addition, multiplication and division. So not only in arithmetic but also in algebra, these 4 basic operations are also used. So how can we find the sum of 2 integral numbers? In algebra we will learn, and similarly we can also learn subtraction of 2 integral numbers. We can also find the multiplication of 2 integral numbers as well as the division of the 2 integral numbers. So these are the few topics which is related to the second chapter. Now for the third chapter, use of symbols, the 3 topics we have to know. The first one is alphabetic symbol. So why we have to use the alphabetic symbol in algebra, and what is a symbol and what is the application of this symbol in algebra. So through this topic, alphabetic symbol, we can easily understand regarding the uses of symbol or symbols in algebra. For example, from A to Z, any letter can be used as a symbol to specify or to find out the value of any given unknown number. So the second point of this chapter is representation of any 2-digit number by symbol. So using or applying the symbol, we can easily represent any 2-digit number. So how can we will learn through this topic. So the last topic of this chapter is once again the representation of some relations of arithmetic by using symbol. So by using symbol, we will try to find out the relations of arithmetic through the presentation. So these are the 3 topics we will learn in chapter number 3, use of symbols. The chapter number 4 is 4 basic operations, or using the 4 rules of basic operations of math in algebra. So through this chapter we will learn 4 basic operations, what are they and how they can be used. So first we have to know 4 basic operations, then its application in algebra, as well as providing the illustrations with some example. So to prove that 4 basic operations are also used in operations, we have to provide the illustrations with some examples. Thereafter we will know coefficient and the variable. So what is a coefficient and what is a variable? We will learn in this chapter number 4. Then the term. What is the meaning of term in algebra? There are how many types of terms that are used mainly in algebra? Basically in class 6, three kinds of terms are used, such as monomial, binomial and the trinomial. Now under this topic there are 2 different types of terms, and that is like term and the unlike term. So what is like term and what is unlike term we will learn, and what is the main difference between these 2 terms, like term and the unlike term. The last topic of this chapter 4 is know the 4 basic operations in algebra. So how to use? The main question is here, how to use the 4 basic operations in algebra. So these are the few topics of chapter number 4. Now I am coming to the chapter number 5, and this is the last chapter of algebra, and that is very short, algebraic variable. So here we will learn what are the algebraic variable. That means what is the meaning of a variable and what is the implementation of application of variable in case of algebra. Now I am moving to the geometry. That is the second part of math. You have to read for your second term examination, and there are 3 chapters. First chapter is solid body and the plane figure. So in this chapter, first we have to read or know regarding the geometry. So what is a geometry, or what is the meaning of geometry? Who are the contributors in the field of geometry, etc. we will learn. The second topic is solid body. So what is the meaning of solid body? We can also provide the examples of solid bodies and the classification of solid bodies. Broadly, all kind of solid bodies can be classified into 2 groups, and that is the regular and irregular. So what is a regular body and what is irregular solid body we will learn with providing the examples. The third topic is dimension. There are a lots of dimension, but in class 6 we will deal with three kinds of dimensions. Number one, length, second is breadth, and third one is the height. Now I'm coming to the surface. So surface is very important for the first chapter. First we have to know what is the meaning or definition of surface and the classification of surface as well. So we can divide broadly the surface into two categories. Number one, plane surface, second one is the curved surface. Please note here, while you are reading the plane surface, you have to understand what is the meaning of plane surface, and you have to provide the examples. And curved surface in the same way. The fifth topic of this chapter is different types of solid bodies. So before pointing out these different types of solid bodies, let me inform you that a detailed discussion along with proper definition and example and diagram is a must thing here. So what are the different types of solid bodies? Number one, rectangular parallelopiped, second one is cube, third cylinder, fourth cone, fifth sphere, then prism, pyramid, and the tetrahedron. So these 8 types of different solid bodies we have to understand. And here is also an important thing, that is know or understand the given comparative table of different solid bodies to find out the number of surfaces or faces, plane surface, curved surface, vertices, and the edges. Let me make this point more clearer to all of you, that suppose I am taking this example, the rectangular parallelopiped. If I consider this rectangular parallelopiped, then this topic is trying to say you that there are how many numbers of surfaces in rectangular parallelopiped, or there are how many numbers of plane surface, or there are how many numbers of curved surface, or there are how many numbers of vertices and edges in all cases of solid bodies. So you will, in your book you will get a comparative table of study these things. The last topic of this chapter is the plane figure. So what is the meaning of plane figure? What is the classification of plane figure? Basically we can divide any plane figure into 4 groups. Number one is square, circle, third one is rectangle, and the triangle. Keep this thing in your mind, that while you are reading square, circle, rectangle, or triangle, try to give or understand the meaning or definition of these things with proper diagram. For the second chapter in geometry, that is the point, straight line, and the plane. So point, straight line, and the plane. So in case of point, what are the topics we need to cover? First topic is meaning. What is the meaning of point? We will learn. Then drawing and meaning of a point. So we have to draw a point. Then drawing of a line through a point. So using a point, can we draw a line? This is the question. And drawing of a line through 2 points. So in the first case, that was using a point only in order to draw a line. But not only a point is used, but also using 2 points we can also draw the lines. So how? This is the main questions. The last topic of the point is the collinear points. So what are the collinear points? We will learn. In the second part of this chapter is the line. The second topic is line. So what is the meaning of line? Then we will draw and give name of a line. Then what are the types of lines? Basically there are two groups, straight line and the curved line. So here we need to give the definition of straight line along with the diagram, as well as the definition of curved line and the another diagram also. Now in this fourth point of the line topic is know the concept of the following by providing the diagrams. So we need to provide the diagrams in order to understand these concepts. So what are the concepts? First concept is intersection of a line. So what is the meaning of the word intersection? And thereafter we will know what is the meaning of the intersection of lines. Second thing is parallel straight line. What is it? What is the parallel straight lines? Then coplanar and the non-coplanar straight lines. Fourth one is the concurrent straight lines, and the last one is the ray. So for these 5 subtopics mentioned under the line, we should have a clear concept. The last topic of the second chapter is plane. So what is the meaning of plane and what is the important properties of the plane, we will learn in this chapter. So the last chapter of the geometry is the line, segment, angle and the triangle. So first we have to know what is line segment, what is ray and what is line, with definition and providing the figure. Thereafter we have to prepare a chart of distinction between a line segment and the ray. This is very important. Now as far as the angle is concerned, we have to know what is the meaning of angle. Then we should get familiarized with these concepts also, such as equality of angles. So what is the meaning of equality of angles? Like adjacent angles, what is the meaning of adjacent of angles? Vertically opposite angles, what is the meaning? Perpendicular and right angle, so what is the meaning of perpendicular and what is the meaning of right angle? Can we draw a perpendicular line over the right angle or on the right angle? So this is the concept. And last thing is the straight angles. So for these points we must have to be familiarized with the concept of angle, so that we can have a clear concept. Now I'm coming to the types or classification of angles. So this the angles are mainly divided here into 3 groups. Number 1 is acute angle, obtuse angle and the reflex angle. Just don't forget this thing, that considering the right angle. So considering the right angle, we can divide any angle into 3 categories: acute angle, obtuse angle and the reflex angle. So here we have to read what is an acute angle with diagram, what is an obtuse angle with diagram, and what is a reflex angle with diagram. Now the last subtopic of the topic angle is the complementary angle and the supplementary angle. So what is a complementary angle and what is a supplementary angle, and we need to take both these situations in case of an angle. So the last part topic of this chapter is the triangle. So what is the meaning of triangle? What is the classification of triangle? So depending on the two things, number one is sides and second one is the angles. So depending on the sides, we can divide or classify any triangle into three parts. That is the equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, and the scalene triangle. And depending on the angles, we can divide any triangle into three groups, that is acute angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, and the right angle triangle. So the last part of this chapter is how to find the median of a triangle and the height of the triangle. So this is the practical knowledge, that we can easily find the median of a triangle and the height of a triangle. So please listen this video again and again, and after uploading this video, I will provide the PDF file of this second term syllabus of math as well. So thank you all of you.